Barbacoa. Barbacoa. It's gonna taste so good. Come together right now into barbacoa. Hola Busy Familia, BusyMami here, and today I'm making barbacoa. I had a lot of requests for this one. We're gonna do some MexiKeto barbacoa today, and we can make it with our cheese tortillas that you guys love. So, how do you make barbacoa? So you're gonna need quite a few ingredients. It really depends on the meat that you wanna use. You can use like skirt steak or what we call chamorro too. I'm gonna actually use brisket because it was on sale when I went and got it, and it's a tough meat and it's gonna sit in my Instapot. The things that you're going to need: 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 medium onion, about 10 to 12 garlic cloves. Now you can definitely do like a whole head of garlic, that should be fine. 4 chile anchos, 3 chile pasillas, which is like a smokier pepper, 5 chile guajillos. Now if you don't have all of these, you could just do chile ancho and chile guajillo. You could just do chile ancho and some chipotle, which I'm gonna do, but then we're gonna do basically 1 tablespoon of all these other ingredients except for marjoram. So 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of oregano. We're gonna do about 4 bay leaves, 2 cubes of tomato-based bouillon by the brand Nor. I'm gonna have a few chunks of fresh cinnamon, 3 cloves of garlic. Cloves of garlic? 3 cloves. Garlic is over here. Just ignore me. 3 cloves. And then I have a little can of chipotle peppers, but I'm not gonna use all of them. I'm probably gonna use just 2. I don't want it to be super spicy, but I want it to have a really good flavor. And then 2 cups of water, and you're gonna make a sauce basically that we're gonna put on this meat. So first, we're gonna toast up our peppers. You want like a medium heat. You don't want it super hot. And we're gonna add these up. So you guys have seen when I make like my tortilla soup, I toast up the peppers as well. It just brings out another flavor to them that softens them up as well, which is really good. So we're gonna leave them in probably, I'd say about a minute and a half on medium heat. You don't want them to get too brown, because if you do, they will get bitter, and that's not gonna be a good flavor that you want. One side note is that I did de-seed them and I removed their stems before I put them in here. So let's toast these up, and as they toast or start to toast up, just gonna flip them around. Oh, they smell so good. While that's going, I'm gonna get everything else ready. So we're gonna add our onion to this to toast together and lower the temperature a little bit because I don't want the onions to burn either, but we're gonna throw the onions in. I'm gonna add the garlic cloves and we're gonna mix it up. You want it lower heat now because we don't want anything to burn. But you're gonna wanna not walk away, so you're gonna wanna keep doing this. Now, I like to throw in my herbs because I like them to get a little toasted up and release some of their oils as well. I'm gonna give this about a minute so that the garlic and the onion can grab some color. And then I'm gonna start throwing in the herbs that we're gonna use. Cumin I'm not gonna add, but I'm gonna add the half a teaspoon of marjoram. I'm gonna add the oregano. And so this part is the weird part because I'm not really used to this. We're actually gonna blend the bay leaves together with everything, which typically I always take out the bay leaves, but for this, you put the bay leaves in. The cinnamon I'll add at the end. Put the 3 cloves, black pepper, and then the cumin, or cumin. Do you say cumin or do you say cumin? I don't know. All right, so we're gonna give these about 2 minutes in a very low heat and let them kind of come together. I'm gonna go ahead and put some water in with these guys. So I'm gonna do about a cup of water in there because the other cup I'll put in when I blend it together. Let everything kind of come together right now into barbacoa. Is that not how it goes? No? Okay. All right, while these are softening up some more, I'm gonna throw in the bouillon cubes because I want that to kind of disintegrate. So I'm gonna let that disintegrate. Once the bouillon cubes have fully disintegrated, we should be good to go to start blending it up. So those will probably take about 3-4 minutes. I think it's gonna be time now to pour into my blender. Move stuff out of the way. All right. sauce and all, liquid and all. You want it all in your blender, not all over yourself. Sometimes there's no way around it, and I'll get it all over myself. So to this, we're gonna add the rest of the water and the 1 cup of apple cider vinegar without spilling everywhere. And I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt to begin, because remember we already had in there the bouillon cubes, which have salt in itself. So we're gonna add that, and then we're gonna taste it and see how it goes. So start and blend. Okay, we're gonna do that probably 3 times. What I want is this to be completely blended. Remember, we have some herbs in here that need to be completely blended in. So if you have an herb grinder, you could have ground all those herbs together, which technically I do and I could have done, but I didn't, because not a lot of people have that. Or if you have a molcajete, which is like a mortar and pestle, you could do that by hand as well. Right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna taste for salt, and then if I need to add more salt and heat, I will. So I'm gonna taste it first. It's got some heat already. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add salt because it does need salt. We're gonna add another teaspoon. And I'm still gonna throw in 1 chipotle pepper because I like the smokiness of the chipotle. All right, gonna blend again on puree for another minute, and then we're gonna taste it again. Puree number 2. Let's taste for salt. It's getting there, but I feel like it needs a little more in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some bouillon. I'm gonna add another teaspoon of bouillon and see how that goes. It does have a kick though. And go. Okay. Checking again. It could use a little more. It just really depends on your flavor. Now, at this point, if I wasn't doing this keto, I would probably add a tablespoon of brown sugar, which to be honest, wouldn't be the end of the world. I think I might add a little bit of honey to this just to give it a little more dimension because of the acidity and the apple cider vinegar can be a little much sometimes. So I'm gonna add a little honey to this. You don't have to do that. Obviously, for 4 pounds of meat, 2 tablespoons of honey isn't gonna be the end of the world, but you can feel free to omit it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now and get it blended. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon at a time. We'll see if just 1 is all I need, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna want 2. Okay, guess what? We're gonna pulse again. Puree. All right. We're gonna go ahead and taste again. It's good, but I think it does need the 2 tablespoons of honey. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add another pinch of salt and the chunk of cinnamon. Just a little chunk of cinnamon and puree. All right, so I finished blending my sauce. Now, one thing I would say is if you don't like apple cider vinegar too much, you can use white vinegar. You can do half the amount of vinegar. It's just really dependent on your flavors. But 1 cup was fine. What I'm gonna do now is, since I have this already ready, typically I like to brown the meat regardless. I would do it in my Instapot. However, I'd have to do it in pieces because the Instapot is smaller. Since I've already dirtied this pot, I'm gonna go ahead and do it right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and brown my meat real quick. Now I did salt it, cut it into chunks. I removed a good amount of the fat. Now I know keto fat is good. I just didn't want it very fatty since it's gonna cook for a while. I don't want super fatty pieces of meat. But we're gonna just sear each side for about 5 minutes or so. Then I'm gonna grab my Instapot. We're gonna put everything in there and ready to go. Let it sit and cook for about an hour and a half. All right, so I got some color on my meat. That is what I wanted. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take all this delicious sauce out of here, put it on the meat, and then we're gonna put it in our pressure cooker or instant pot. Now I like to do it this way because I like the flavors that, you know, came out of the pan to get in there. Now I'm gonna let it sit for about 2 minutes till it comes to a slight boil as I scrape all the goodness off the bottom of the pan. And then we're gonna put in our pressure cooker and cook the rest of the way. And by pressure cooker, I mean Instant Pot. I do have a pressure cooker, I just don't know how to use it. But I use my Instant Pot. Plus my Instant Pot is R2-D2. All right, gonna get a spoon, gonna put all this in there. All right, so you're gonna set your Instant Pot for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Cover it, high pressure, leave it, and then you're gonna let it come to a natural release for about 25 minutes. Then you should be ready to go. So this is something you wanna start early on. Fully on, make sure that you're closed, sealed up, and now it's ready to go. All right, it's set. So now let it be. All right, be back in 1 hour and 10. Hola, busy familia. So our barbacoa was cooking for 1 hour and 10 minutes, maybe 1 hour and 20, depending on how long you want it to go. But 1 hour and 10 minutes is what I did, and then I let a soft release or a natural release for about 30 minutes after that. And here we go. We have our barbacoa, and it actually shreds apart very easily. So what I would recommend you do is you shred it all up, then add some more of the sauce that you have on top. You can put it more in a pan if you want and heat it up with it. But for right now, we're gonna eat it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the shredded barbacoa, make a little taco here on my zucchini tortillas. Oh wait, a taco isn't a taco without cilantro y cebolla. All right, before I taste it and tell you how delicious it is, because I already know, I'm gonna ask you to please like, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know any other things you want me to try, but before so, let's get a bite. First of all, zucchini tortilla is delicious. I think this would go great with my cheese tortillas as well. I'll link these videos here. All right, so there's the smokiness of the meat, the delicious flavor that you get from all of the chilies that we added to it. It's smoky, spicy, tasty, yummy. You need to try this barbacoa in your life. Let me know if you do. Let me know if you try these zucchini tortillas, because I could literally eat them by themselves as a snack. They're so tasty. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you try it, and enjoy your tacos. I have a piece of meat stuck in my teeth, which makes this awkward. Anyway, thanks Smile Direct for straightening my teeth, and now I get stuff stuck in them all the time. Just kidding, I love it.